My perfect boyfriend has awful friends who talked crap about me at my birthday party. They were angry that they got caught and tried to manipulate me. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a year, so when my birthday rolled around and we had a big dinner party, I invited a handful of his friends, including one of his best friends, Rita. She became my friend too, and I thought she was pretty cool. I've hung out with her a couple of times before and she seemed like a good person. Because there were a bunch of people at the dinner, I spent a lot of the night jumping between tables and friends. Also, given the number of my boyfriend's friends there and the available seats at that table, I actually ended up sitting at a different table than him/them, but figured that was better than just having one of his friends sitting with a bunch of my friends that they didn't know. I didn't think this was a problem since I still managed to spend plenty of time with my boyfriend. Late into the night though, we decided to go to a concert, and Rita was one of the people from the party who joined along. Rita's roommate ended up meeting with us at the concert since she wasn't able to attend the dinner. I have always thought I had a good relationship with both girls and have always felt like we get along really well, but they thought otherwise. It happened when I went to the bathroom and the two girls unknowingly entered when I was in one of the stalls. I have a distinctive name, so it became very clear when they started talking about me. They talked about me and my relationship with my boyfriend, how I seem miserable with him, and how we aren't a good fit because I didn't spend enough time with him during the party. He was going to spend the night at my place, so it didn't even matter if we spent a little bit of time together at dinner. But they kept talking bad about my relationship, and often, the things they would say would be directly contrary to nice things they've said to me or my boyfriend's face. For example, I went to a holiday party, but left early because I didn't feel well. They said that because of that, I wasn't good enough for my boyfriend, but the day after that party, my boyfriend mentioned how the two of them had gone out of their way to tell him how much they love me, etc. I opened the stall and their jaws dropped when they saw me. I let them know that I heard everything, and they tried to tell me I had misunderstood and they didn't say anything mean. I told them that what they said was hurtful, and particularly inappropriate since they were doing it at my birthday party after I had spent the night going out of my way to be a good host to them. I also told them that I'm never going to be a girlfriend who hangs off her boyfriend all the time. We are both confident in our relationship and don't have issues being independent, so they need to get over that. Our relationship might not look the way they want it to, but that me and my boyfriend are very close, very strong, and very in love. I ended up leaving the bathroom and giving my boyfriend a heads up that I was upset because of Rita. Rita then ran to pull him aside to give her side. He was honestly really upset with what she said about us and told her he needed to drop it and had no business saying those things, especially on what was supposed to be a night celebrating me. The girls ended up pulling me aside to apologize, but it felt very fake because it seemed they were sorry they got caught rather than being sorry for what they said. It was also clear they only apologized because my boyfriend was upset with them, so ultimately, they didn't care about my feelings. A week passed since then and Rita's roommate texted to apologize, but I haven't heard anything from Rita. I felt most betrayed by her because I'm much closer with her. I have spent the last year really liking these girls and thinking they're great, kind, etc. So this was a big blow and I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to trust them at all. In any other situation, I would just cut these people loose because they've proven to be bad company, but I also recognize that they're important to my boyfriend and I feel this obligation to accept their apology or play nice or say it's fine when it's really not. It's a very uncomfortable position and I'm not totally sure how I'm supposed to proceed. My perfect boyfriend has awful friends who talked crap about me at my birthday party. They were angry that they got caught and tried to manipulate me. My birthday was last week and while we were out celebrating, I heard my boyfriend's girlfriends talking bad about me and my relationship. Rita ended up reaching out midweek, apologizing again for what happened on my birthday, and saying that she didn't reach out sooner because she knew I had friends in town over the weekend and wanted to give time to decompress. Our talk started out pretty good, and she was profusely apologetic for what she said as well as how she reacted when she got caught, and admitted to being bitchy. She tried to reiterate that everything came from a place of love/caring, which I don't believe, tried to tell me that she really cares about me, and that she didn't mean her words to be malicious. I basically told her that I appreciated the apology, but because the whole situation arose from her saying one thing to my face and other things behind my back, that it was a little hard to trust and that I'd need time to get over the whole incident. This was probably vindictive/petty on my end, and I regret how I handled it, but the conversation did end up taking a pretty negative turn, and now I'm not totally sure what to do. Prior to my birthday, my boyfriend asked if he could go on a trip with Rita and some of her friends that they'd been planning for a few months. When he told me the dates, it fell over Valentine's Day and I wasn't totally thrilled. At the time, we talked through it, because he told me that he just had never dated someone who really cared about Valentine's Day, but that he'd cancel/change the dates of the trip if I wanted. We ended up agreeing to just celebrate Valentine's Day a different day so he could go on the trip, because I didn't want to ruin this vacation that has been in the works for a while. Anyway, after the birthday stuff, I told my boyfriend that, given everything that had happened with Rita, I would be extremely hurt if he spent Valentine's Day with her, rather than with me, and he agreed and was totally fine with canceling the trip. Anyway, this was definitely not the appropriate time to bring it up, but during our phone call, I brought up that my boyfriend would not be going on that trip. Rita freaked out, started crying and said that I was being extremely unfair, since apparently the trip meant a lot to her, since my boyfriend canceled on a similar trip at the last minute last year due to work. She said that I was pitting my boyfriend against her, and that she was going to make sure my boyfriend knew that she'd be very upset/hurt if he doesn't go on this trip with her now. During this, she also kept saying that my boyfriend is her family and brought up that she's closer with him than I am because she was there when his dad died. Ultimately, she only stopped crying and got calmer when I told her I didn't want to put my boyfriend in the position of choosing between us, and would probably back down about not wanting him to go on the trip. I honestly was feeling the apology at first, but her getting mad about me expressing discomfort with her trip left a pretty bad taste in my mouth. She was totally fine saying sorry, but as soon as the apology required her actually sacrificing something, she freaked out and threw a tantrum. Plus, it feels manipulative that she got super riled, but as soon as I backed down, the tears stopped flowing. It's absurd that she's acting like I'm being unreasonable by wanting to spend Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, which will be our first Valentine's Day as an official couple, or at least ensuring he's not spending it with someone who actively disrespected me in our relationship the last time I saw them. I always thought it was kinda F that she planned her big friendship weekend over Valentine's Day anyway, and now with the context of her saying rude things, I'm kinda wondering whether that was intentional. Our conversation ended on a fairly open note, where she said, "Let me know if you and your boyfriend want to get together, because I'd like to." And we sort of left it at that. I still feel gross about the situation.